Hello guys, this is Modest Major here, and today I'm bringing you a bit of a different commentary. Usually I tend to center my commentaries about topics, but I had a bit of an update that I wanted to give you guys, and I think this might really help you in regards to the aiming in Halo Infinite. Now, I don't know about you, but when I was in some of my long-range engagements, I was kind of noticing that the precision weapons, and I've seen a lot of this talked about on Twitter, just a lot of information about this in general. Saying that the aiming just didn't quite feel right with the precision weapons. I myself was just really tending more towards the assault rifle than I ever have, because I found that like shooting from a distance, particularly if you look in this trench area in Bazaar, it was really hard to clean up my kills in long range. But you can see there, my aim looks a little bit more on point than it has been in the past. And there's a reason for this. I was kind of scanning through Reddit, and I was just reading about people experiencing similar sort of issues. And what I've basically found out is that the dead zone by default, I think, is around, I think it was around like 10 by default. If you look at the move center dead zone and the look center dead zone, those two values are set to about 10 by default. Now, what I think you want to do is move them down to 0 each, and then if you come down to look acceleration, put that to 5. Now, for the record, this is primarily on controller that I'm talking about. This is not with a keyboard and mouse. I think keyboard and mouse just by default has fairly legitimate settings. I think some people still may have a problem with hard aiming. I don't know if that's just on the computer and the keyboard and mouse. I'm not too much of an expert, so I don't want to go out my way, but I know that I've been having issues with the controller. I've never found it this awkward to aim pretty much with every weapon except the VR so far. I was having like massive issues. And again, I think what you want to do, test this move center dead zone and the look center dead zone to 0, and move look acceleration to 5. Now, they said you might want to mess around with the horizontal look sensitivity after that point. It might be a bit different feeling, so you might want to bring it down. I've got it pretty low at the moment. I like to keep mine around 3, max 4, but I think 3 is probably what I'm going to experiment with. Maybe 3.5. But I've always preferred a low sensitivity. But you'll see here, it feels a lot more smoother when shooting at long range, like a lot more smoother. And it's going to be something that I play around with in general. This isn't something that I think will stick around for the full game. It's just if you're finding yourself super frustrated that you just can't land these shots in the beta like I was really having issues, I just find it's way easier to outshoot. I think there's still somewhat of an issue just because of the bloom at like really long range. But just being able to get my target like dead center on the headshot has been a massive increase. The AR just feels like I can lock onto them like a laser beam. And it's just gotten rid of a lot of that frustration. I'm super excited to try matchmaking with it after these improvements. So let me guys know what you think. Let me guys know if there's any other problems. One thing I did hear was that it's kind of semi-worth messing with the axial dead zone as well, but I haven't really experimented with this. This already made like a massive difference to me, just with the dead zones that I already talked about. That's again look center and the move center, but from what I've heard, there is something subjective with the axial dead zone. It creates a forgiveness to pointing your stick in a particular direction. So as you push your stick forward, you're probably not actually pushing it at exactly 0 degrees forwards, but most likely a bit to the left or right. So with no axial dead zone, if you try to aim left, right, perfectly horizontally, you would need to push the stick perfectly. So you got to be a bit careful with messing around with that setting, because you don't want it to be, you don't want the dead zone to be to the point where you have to like completely get the exact right direction your controller wants you to just to be able to aim. Again, I don't seem to be having issues with it, so I may mess around with it if I feel it causes me issues. But I think this is going to be a game changer if you're on controller and you want to enjoy this beta. Again, they may change it, but from what I've seen, you have more like flexibility and versatility with actually experimenting with your aiming options in this game this time around. It's a little bit frustrating that their default is so bad, especially like, you know, any Halo game you generally pick up at first, you know, normally has like completely primed aiming for controller. There's not much you need to change, but for whatever reason in this case, it just feels a little bit awkward at first. So anyway, I hope this video has been informative. Leave a like if you did enjoy it. I've been Modest Major. Thanks for watching. Peace out.